Hey guys, so I did this extreme look yesterday, and if the tutorial's not up by now when you see this, it will be soon, but I did this really extreme look, and that's why I'm looking a mess right now because, well, it got pretty late before I washed it off, and then I was like, screw it, I don't care if I have black in my hair and coal miner's ears, I'm going to bed. So that's exactly what I did. So, pardon the mess, I still have like some lash adhesive on my eyes, and like I said, you can see the black in my hairline, but hey, it was worth it, okay? So anyway, I don't know if you figured it out, but this is going to be a brow cover video. I covered my brows for my look yesterday, so I had asked the question if anybody was interested, so yeah, I guess people were, and I'm doing it. So this is just kind of like my technique that I have kind of picked up over time from like watching other people's ways of doing it. It's just kind of the way that I've made it mine. So the first thing you'll need is a washable glue stick. I actually find that the Scotch Craft stick is pretty good for this. I want to say this is around $3 something, maybe $4, I'm not sure, but it's huge, as you can see. I mean, I have big caveman hands, and you can see how big it is, so it's pretty huge, so I'd say it's worth it, especially if you're using it for things like eyebrow cover, because you don't have to use a lot at once. Next thing you'll need, well, the way that I do it is I like to use a powder foundation. This is the Maybelline Mineral Power Powder Foundation, and I like to use these because these have a little bit of a orangey kind of peachy tone to them, so that helps with covering dark pigmentation. I also like using a Peach Mineral Concealer. Now this is Mineral Maven's Peach Vanish, which is not available at the moment, but if you can get your hands like on a peach powder concealer, it will help. And I also like using the Benefit Erase Paste because, well, this breaks me out if I use it on my face, so it's great for eyebrow cover because if you can see here, it's actually very orangey, which, like, again, you know, covers dark pigmentation. And then just my foundation, you know, a little sponge thing, and a brush, like a foundation brush. I actually don't use this for foundation because it's just too small and it's kind of streaky, but it's great for eyebrow cover. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. It helps if you have a clean foundation. I don't care right now because, quite frankly, I'm going to be washing my face and getting all good smelling for the day and as soon as I'm done with this. So I'm just going to do 2 to 3 swipes over like that. And then I'm going to go right into my Mineral Powder Foundation with this sponge here. And I'm going to set it with this powder. And it dries pretty instantly when you do it this way. Like, the powder just sets it. So, and it's okay if you have lines. Those will blend out, as you can see. So, I'm just going to let that sit for another second before I do it again. I like to layer mine. I typically only do 2 layers, but for the sake of the video, I did 3 layers on this side, so that's what I'll do on this side too. So I'm going to do it again, and just go over it like so. Pay attention to those areas where you might have a little more hair than others. Try not to touch it too much like I just did. Just kind of use your sponge to blend around the area a little bit. I'm just going to ramble. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more layer of the glue stick. And I'm just going to do the same thing. 1 and 2. And a pat, pat, pat. Like so. Okay, so you see it's already kind of pretty well covered at this point, but I want to take it a step further with my next steps. So now I'm going to take just this Mineral Maven Peach Vanish, which, like I said, if you have a peach concealer, peach tone, you can see it's kind of like a peach toned concealer, if you can see that, if it's not getting too washed out. I just use my finger for this part, And I like to focus mainly on the inner brow because that's where your brows are the heaviest as far as, you know, the amount of hair that's there. And then I just kind of pat outwards towards the tail end of the brow. So now after that, I'm going to go in with my Benefit Erase Paste. And this is medium, so it's number 2. And I'm going to apply some of that on my brush. And I'm going to first brush it in the grain of the hair because you don't want to pick up the hair. Like, you don't want it to come out of the glue because then you'll have little hairs kind of doing this and stick them through. So you're going to want to make sure that you get in those crevices that your hair creates. So just kind of work it into the brow area there, into those little grainy spaces, and kind of go around your brow too, because this is how we're going to blend out that crazy funky line. Wow, I look crazy with no brows. Now that we got that on there, now I'm going to blend it out. And to blend it out, instead of just using my sponge like this, I'm going to fold it like that, because then you get just a better edge. Then I'm going to go all around this area and pull upward and just focus on the line that was created from that glue when we applied it. So I'm going to do the same thing down here. Part of the goal on brow covering is not to actually touch the brow too much, because if you do, like I said, you get the little hairs coming out of there, and then you're kind of like screwed, I guess. It's harder to fix once you get started and you're not still in the glue phase anymore. Now all that's left is foundation and powder. So I'm going to take my foundation here. I've already got this half of my face kind of foundated. And this is NYC Smooth Skin Liquid Makeup, and it is in Soft Beige. This stuff is actually good, especially for only having, I only paid under $3. I think it was $2.74 for this. My only issue with it is I wish it lasted a little longer. Even if you set it with copious amounts of powder, it kind of sinks into your pores a little bit after a while. But if you're smart, you will bring a brush with you, like a foundation brush, and maybe touch it up later. I, on the other hand, am probably just not that smart, it seems. So I always forget my foundation brush at home. But anyways, otherwise, I love this stuff. I love the way it looks, like the finish. I love the coverage. The coverage is pretty great. So for $3, can't really complain. To apply this, I'm using a Crown Flat Top Bronzer brush. And I'm going to go over the brows first because I just want to be very careful around this area. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and foundate the rest of my face. You'll be able to see everything in its finished look. For powder, I'm just going to use this Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I just really like this for finishing off or for setting my foundation. And I'm just using the same brush, and I'm going to stipple it. I'm going to do the same thing over my brows, but a little more gently than the rest of my face. That looks so odd. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!